Hey guys, welcome back to our vegan channel. I hope you are enjoying Veganuary so far. I've got another recipe for you today. This one is going to be in the Instant Pot. This is probably my favorite piece of kitchen equipment besides my Blendtec.
Ooh.
I know, right? It's right up at the top there. Well, I don't know. It's close with my toaster oven too. I love all my appliances, especially for vegan cooking, because it just makes it so easy.
What about your rice cooker?
It's pretty special too. Alright, well, today is going to be a recipe for white bean chili. This was one of the first dishes that I ever made when I went vegan. When I first went vegan. I bought a cookbook. I believe it was like the cookbook from Ellen's personal chef, and his wife had a recipe in there for white bean chili, and I thought it was so delicious, but it was full of cheese, vegan cheese, and I was like, ooh, this can't be good for me, blah blah blah. So then I made my own white bean chili recipe because I just like the white beans in there so much. They're so mild and cheesy tasting. Sometimes you just don't want a kidney bean. Sometimes you just want a cannellini, or you want a small white. So this is for you guys who want the small whites. If you don't have Beyond sausage, I used to do this with the field roast or the tofurkey sausage, but you don't have to, and you probably shouldn't roast it ahead of time because it's going to fall apart. I'd probably still be using those. I know the oven's making noises like, feed me! Alright, I like to roast this because some of the fat comes out, and I like to roast it because it holds together better when you slice it. But I would be using the other ones, but I can't anymore because I have to be gluten-free. So I take my sausage, and you can use the hot Italian or you can use the Brats. I like the Brats in this a lot. I think it is a very authentic flavor for me. Growing up German. German-American, if you will. Polish-American. Who knows what it is, really. Probably a little bit of both. So I've got my oven at 350 right now. And it's on convection. So if you're doing this not convection, it's probably going to be like 375. I'm going to put it in for half an hour, see what happens. Might need 40 minutes, might need 45 minutes. So this is basically a dump recipe. I know it sounds very appetizing, but we're gonna basically dump all of our ingredients in here, and it's gonna be so simple. Ready. Yep, we got them all lined up here. So I like to start off with a nice big can of diced tomatoes. Obvi, if you want to use fresh tomatoes,
go right ahead. Exactly.
Thank you for completing my, thank you, Capenna.
That's what I'm here for.
That's right.
Monica and Capenna from Cheer. Everyone from Cheer.
Good. So good. All right, so I have my Ladarius can of green chilies here. I like these because they add a lot of flavor, and they only add just a little bit of heat. And the best thing about this is you can decide to make this and like last minute. Like if you got all this stuff in cans, it comes together really quickly, and you don't have to worry about it staying fresh or not, so because it's already in cans. I've got my beans. I'm going to use 4 cans of beans. I have 2 cans of the cannellini, so that's like a big white bean, obvi. And I've got my small white beans, habichuela blancas. Is that how you say that? Or habichuela?
I can't see it through the camera right now.
Habichuela?
Habichuela.
Okay.
I think. It's been a long time since
you were
Spanish.
in the Spanish Honor Society, too.
Yeah, like a million years ago.
Isn't that something that's like a bike, you know?
That was like over 10 years ago.
Okay. See?
Yeah. Yeah, usually if you don't use a language for long enough, you're going to lose it.
Right. Alright. I love mushrooms in this. So I'm using a big Sam's Club pound of mushrooms. And I love that these are already sliced because I don't have to go through the motions here. All I have to do is dump. And I love that about that.
Dump, dump, dump,
yep.
dump, dump, dump.
But I don't think they want to hear that if you're on cheer, though, they don't want to hear dump.
If the stunts are good enough, you can say anything.
Yeah. I also like a nice bag of frozen corn in there. If I had more root, like I made this last week, and it was amazing, if I do say so myself. But I used celery, and I used up all my celery, so I'm just going to use whatever carrots I've got in here. The great thing about this is it's also a fridge cleaner. You know?
Mm-hmm.
If you've got stuff, you know, dribs and drabs in the fridge, just throw it in there. Because it's all going to go together really well. You could even throw, I used to throw kale in there too. Kale goes particularly good with white beans. And now I want my sauce a little creamy, so I'm going to put in a little unsweetened full-fat coconut milk. Ow! I usually serve this over rice. Tonight is no different. We will be having rice. There will be rice.
Good to know.
Make sure you get all your coconut out. By the way, guys, I did not rinse my beans. What I like to do is I drain off the aquafaba, and then I don't go crazy like rinsing them. So I'm not going to add that much salt because I didn't rinse my beans. Oh yeah! Oh, that looks so good. Alright, you get the idea. Let me just show you the spices here. Very simple. 4 things and pepper. So 4 things plus pepper.
So 5 things.
5 things. So I'm going to start with this. Pepper to taste, and I like to taste it a lot. And then, very easy, 1 teaspoon of each of these. So 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1 teaspoon of granulated onion. And yes, you can use onion powder if you don't have granulated onion, but I really prefer to use the granulated because I think the flavor is more intense. 1 teaspoon of granulated onion.
You mean garlic?
Of garlic. And 1 teaspoon of sea salt. So I'm going to attempt to give that a little bit of a mix. I might, I might add about 2 cups of water to that just to bring it to like there almost. And I'm going to cook this under pressure for 15 minutes with a natural release. So when the sausage come out, I'm going to set it aside, let them cool so I don't burn my hands when I go to cut it. And then this will be natural release. I'll start my rice and we'll be ready to eat before you know it.
Look at this beautifulness.
Oh my God, hear that crunch of the outside? So this holds together so nicely when you roast it beforehand like this. But again, I wouldn't recommend doing that with the tofurkey or with the, field roast, because it would just dry out too much because this one is just so oily. Mm-hmm. It's different. But why don't you take a look at what's going on over there?
Ooh. Smells so good.
Why, thank you. It did a natural release, so I cooked it for 15 minutes. And natural release, in case you're clueless, wondering what is going on. No, not of their own fault, just because they never used a pressure cooker before. Means you just turn off the power and you don't release the valve. You just let it come out naturally, because as it cools down, it will release the pressure on its own, which probably took about half an hour.
Okay.
So the sausage was in the oven for 40 minutes. And if you don't want all that extra oil in there, you can just cut this on a cutting board. But I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference in our intents and purposes, because that is going in a huge pot of food. Alright, so we're just going to add this in. Give it a good stir. Let the sausage come up to temperature. If you're in a hurry to eat this, this helps a lot too, because this will bring the temperature of the dish to a more manageable level. See, we left some of the fat in there. Not too bad. I'm not going to put that in there. I will steal this little tiny piece of sausage off. And our rice is ready to go. Ooh. So we're ready to eat.
Just admiring in close up.
Oh, well, admire away. Oh boy, there it is on some rice.
Ooh.
And you're wearing a perfect color to complement the
farm sanctuary.
Yeah, right? I believe that's Benedict, the goat with the wheelchair.
Yeah, so cute.
I love him. Her. I think it's a girl. Cause
I can't remember. Bowie, please.
Bowie said, I want white bean
Bowie,
chili. I want it and I want it now.
Well, I'm going to try it.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm sorry. Okay.
All right.
It's hot.
Was it as good as last Tuesday?
But it's hot.
Well, maybe I'll see you next Tuesday then.
It's hot. But it's delicious.
All right. Well, I hope you guys give it a try because it's really, really simple and really, really delicious.
Yes. Let us know what you think. If you're not already subscribed, check it out.
There's a whole world going on over there.
And if you want more videos like this, give us a thumbs up so we know. And drop a comment down below.
She'll answer it.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you again so much for watching. And until then, much love.